her eye on the drifters, drunks, and thieves, and the gamblers with aces up their sleeves. In wilder New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land. Some say a lady shouldn't do what she does. They say it ain't a woman's place. But she keeps the peace in town. She lays the law right down. Sometimes a smile is all it takes. She keeps her eye on the drifters, drunks, and thieves, and the gamblers with aces up their sleeves. In wilder New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land. Woman's touch in no man's land.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this historical occasion, it is my pleasure to announce an unparalleled entertainment spectacular, acclaimed by the crown heads of Europe and seen today for the first time in the territory of New Mexico, Anthony W. Gilmore. Astound you with his prowess as hand balancer and posturer. Amaze you with his virtuosity on a multitude of musical instruments played simultaneously at the same time.
Stop your John. Let's get on with it.
Without further ado, let's give a big warm Wilder, New Mexico welcome to the one, the only, Anthony W. Gilmore.
Who? This place you bought it, Miss Wilder? No, I know right where it is.
Here, put this on. You might stop some of the talk. You know, no decent woman walks out with head uncovered.
Isn't he something, Mama? Did you ever appear with Mr. Anthony W. Gilmore?
Appear with him? I never played a dime show in my life. I was in the legitimate theater. One share to go with blast the human fish. Could eat a banana underwater.
I don't know how you could say a thing like that.
Well, it's true. Also read a newspaper and blowed some kind of horn. Cornet, I think it was. You could see the little bubbles coming out the far end.
I never played a dime show in my life.
Shh. Come on, everybody sing along.
Never.
Rapid City, South Dakota.
And he's drunk.
He's a killer, Nellie. I know he's a killer. Now let go. You can't go out there looking like that. You haven't even got your petticoats on.
I would have to go out there if I was stripped stark naked. I am the sheriff.
Whose idea was that? It wasn't mine. Nellie, no. Oh, Clay Allison.
Mama! Mama! I'll cover you from up here! Nancy, you stay out of this, you hear?
Ma, it ain't sense. She stay out of this. I knew you were holding aces.
I'm always holding aces. Eli, let me go!
You know your sister Sarah never forgive me if anything was to happen to you?
Sarah, she had me saying she'd be down here herself. Mama! Leanne! Somebody, please! In here! Hope Mama's all right.
What's the matter with you, Owen? They got a perfectly good door.
Missy, that's enough. Put that down. Missy, I said no.
Get it moving, Owen. Come on.
Shut up. It's Clay Allison, Will. Him and his men rode out of here not more than 10 minutes ago.
It's more like 15.
Anyone ride after them?
Somebody had to stay with the women, though.
Suppose they was to come back.
Which way did they go?
Heading south. No, south that way.
Surprised you didn't ride out after them.
Riding after 8 armed men by myself didn't seem to make much sense.
Making sense never stopped you before.
I'd have rode with you, Mama.
Missy, go home. Who's going to pay for that window? That's what I want to know.
Come all the way from St. Louis.
The robbery bothers me more than the window.
That window cost more than $200.
What's the sense in having a sheriff if we don't get no protection?
Right? All right. That's something Mrs. Wilder and I are about to discuss.
You make up a bill for Mr. Allison. I'll deliver it.
What happened to your dress?
It's a new style.
Missy, go home.
You are not going near Clay Allison. The man is a cold-blooded killer. You're going to step down, let us appoint a man. After what happened today...
Wait a minute. You don't know what happened today. You weren't here.
Well, I know that you didn't stop them.
Well, no one could stop them alone. And that's what I was, all alone. My deputy was fighting every other man in town for a hiding place. As far as I can see, being sheriff requires 2 things. 1, common sense, and 2, being able to hit what you aim at. I qualify on both counts.
Common sense? Do you call it sensible for a woman to try to fill a man's boots?
That is the most arrogant.
I am not going to argue about it. Now, maybe you can handle the town drunk or Elwood Haskell committing hooking, but you can't handle Allison, and you should have sense enough to know it. You could have been killed.
I wasn't.
Yes, and you're not going to be. Now, you got this job because you needed cash, and out of our respect for your husband, he was a good sheriff.
Well, I might be a good sheriff, too. No one's ever given me a chance to prove myself.
You're going to prove it going up against a drunken killer? You're as crazy as he is. Now, you listen to me, Nellie. He has never bothered Wilder before. Now that he's started, we need a good, strong man behind that badge.
Clay Allison has been raising hell all over the Southwest since 1870. There's not so much as a wanted poster out on him. Those good, strong men have been letting him get away with murder for 8 years. I have only had the job 6 months. Never in all my life been through a day like today.
All your life, you say it like you've been through the 100-year war. You're only just 40.
Why don't we make a public announcement?
Might not be a bad idea. A lot of folks don't know how young you was when you had Sarah. Might take you for older.
Do I look older?
Then what?
Never mind.
You can change into that skirt over there. Just put up the hem.
I can't believe so many things could go so wrong in one day. Clay Allison, Will Blackfield wanting to take my badge away, and you.
What did I do?
You merely announced before half the town that I appeared with Blast, the human fish.
Well, I didn't. As a matter of fact, I never played Rapid City. I had the croup. That was Tucumcari. You didn't have the croup. What you had was a tall, skinny frog. Tenor was playing a split week at the Hadley House.
Tenor?
Had a voice just like a woman and a deep line running between his eyebrows from reaching for them high notes.
You know, I'd forgotten all about him. He came from a place in France called Toulouse. Doesn't sound like much when I say it, but, ooh, when he said it.
That high, whiny voice. Never could stand a high voice on a man. Don't know how you could.
We didn't do much talking.
No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone thinks, if you want to be happy the rest of your life, don't marry a man if he drinks. Sarah, you should have been there. I don't believe a meaner-looking pistolier ever walked this earth. Cross-eyed drunk he was and set on killing. You should have been there.
Well, I would have been there if Thad Prouty hadn't left me locked in that jail cell.
Well, why'd he lock you in the cell?
Well, he didn't. I locked myself in. I was practicing the art of escape.
Just because your pa was a magician doesn't mean you have to be one. You know, you're not very good at it.
I'm getting better all the time.
I could have took Clay Allison if Ma'd let me.
Oh, Missy.
I'd like to see any bullwhacker do better than that. If I had my whip with me today instead of that Ray,
You'd be laid out, nice and quiet for a change.
That's all you know. There's nobody better than me because there's nobody better than my pa, and he taught me.
Missy, you were all but 5 years old when your pa died.
You looking for a fight?
I don't fight children.
Missy!
Mama, watch this.
Missy, stop playing with that bullwhip and help Sarah with the horses.
Playing?
Now. Beans. You didn't do anything to them, did you? I mean, you didn't try to spice them up any?
They're right out of the can. Get the biscuits.
Beans and biscuits. No wonder we can't get any decent hands to work here for more than a few weeks.
Anyone who wants to take over the food department has my permission. I'm not a cook. I'm a dresser.
Oh.
Chuck!
Oh, I'm not complaining, you, Roy. You do a fine job. Better than I ever could. And you're a fine dresser, too. The best.
Well,
Afternoon, Miss Wilder.
Afternoon, you, Roy.
Boys, Brienne's playing poker in town tonight, so she won't be home for supper.
Gambling again.
your hats, boys.
You do anything to these beans, Roy?
Just put some fire under them.
Beans.
Suppose you want bacon, 11 cents a pound.
5 women in this house, and not one of them knows how to cook.
Oh, Miss Sarah.
Gentlemen, Mr. Satterley.
Oh, sit down.
A pass of biscuits, please.
There you go.
There's only 3.
Fight over them.
You know who I come close to roping today? Black Jack Bonner, that's who. Looked just like his wanted poster. I wouldn't have mind taking him, but if I had a choice, I would have taken Allison himself. I hear he lynched a man, then cut his head clean off, stuck it on a pike, and rode close to 30 miles with it, right into Cimarron, right into Henry Lambert's saloon.
Oh, my God.
Well, he did.
Missy, your mom's had a hard day, and you're not making it easier.
That's all right, you, Roy. Wilder is a quiet town. This sort of thing has never happened before, and chances are it's not going to happen again.
Stagers, come in. It's been robbed.
I could have told you something like this is bound to happen. It's a disgrace having that woman, Sheriff.
Disgrace.
Flaunting herself all over town. You saw today bareheaded as a savage.
And her girls aren't much better.
Not that I blame them. One of my mother's jobs was to set an example. Well, what kind of example did she set, I ask you? Riding around astride like some squaw. Each one of them girls with a different father. And she don't even have the decency to lie about it.
I'm going over to the mercantile for a bottle of Dr. Hofstadter's stomach bitters. Now, don't cut out for home without me. I won't.
Clay, Allison, and a robbery all in one day. Well, Wilder's always been dull as ditch water.
Nobody says you gotta stay.
I don't intend to. As soon as I perfect my act, I'll be playing places like Salt Lake City and Denver. Any place I want. You know, Mama says lady magicians are unique.
Making an egg disappear, I do that every morning at breakfast.
I don't know why I bother to talk to you. You're not in the least creative.
It was totally unexpected. Totally. Somebody, I believe it was this gentleman here, remarked that we should be arriving in Wilder within the hour. The next thing we knew, we were surrounded by brigands.
I never seen so much hardware in my life, but no faces.
Were there 8 of them?
8? Oh, possibly, sir. I'm afraid that under the circumstances...
I would say there was at least 8.
Clay Allison.
Well, here she is.
Well, you're right on top of things, aren't you, Sheriff? You let Allison ride out of here after robbing us, and now he's robbed the stage. If it was tomorrow, they'd have got payroll.
Well, it's not tomorrow. We wasn't carrying no goods, just passengers. Didn't get much.
Got a Swiss repeater pocket watch and $50 metal off of me. Not to mention my sample case.
If Lanier Wilder was here, we'd be looking forward to a nice, wholesome hanging.
Well, he's not here.
Pardon me, madam. But you are the sheriff?
I am.
For the time being. Your country never ceases to delight me. John Woodley Grimshaw. Your servant, ma'am.
Nellie Wilder.
Wilder?
My late husband founded the town.
And this sort of thing wouldn't be happening if he was alive, I'll tell you that.
Would too. You got no right talking to my mama like that.
Settle down, Missy.
I'd like to speak with everyone who was on the stage. You, sir, Mr. Grimshaw, and you, Mr...
I got nothing to add. A Swiss repeater pocket watch, $50 cash money, and my sample case. I'm in patent medicine. How I'm supposed to sell without my samples, I don't know.
Were there any other passengers on the stage?
One other gentleman. Mr. Connell. He adjourned to the saloon.
Which is where I would like to be if I had the wherewithal.
Cards? Cards, Mr. Connell?
Dealer takes 1.
$50.
Dollars?
I'm out.
I must say that I am fascinated with the idea of a gentlewoman pursuing a career in law enforcement. Terribly progressive.
You're from England, aren't you?
You have a keen ear, Miss...
Oh, my daughters, Sarah and Melissa.
Doc Haviland's from England, too. You can call me Missy.
Are you just passing through town, Mr. Grimshaw?
In a way, yes. I am preparing a Baedeker on your young nation.
A what?
A travel guide. For the past 2 years, I've been sharpening pen points and polishing prose.
Ah, you're a writer.
A bit of a writer, a bit of a fraud. The proposed Baedeker satisfies my family that I'm engaged in a legitimate enterprise. It also affords me an opportunity to indulge my unbridled passion for adventure. Encountering the legendary Clay Allison today. That was a rare and heady wine.
Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Close to 20 men have paid with their lives to brew that heady wine. What I have to talk to you about...
Excuse me.
Excuse me? I didn't think I could find a decent game in a town this size. Certainly not with somebody that looks like you. You ever been to San Francisco?
She has. You want something cold to drink, Brienne?
Thank you, Dandy.
Yeah, I can sure picture you in San Francisco. It's a beautiful place. Elegant. A lot of style.
Brienne don't like talking while she's playing cards. Nice lemonade, how's that sound?
50.
50?
Raise 50.
Brienne, that's kind of rich, isn't it?
call.
I'm out.
I can't tell you what a pleasure this has been, Miss Wilder.
You enjoy losing?
Oh, yeah, the circumstances. I can't think of when I've had a better time.
Company, Dandy.
Sheriff's here. Probably wants to talk to you about that stage robbery. You were on it, weren't you?
Yes, I was, but I don't think I can add anything to what's already been said.
Well, you might explain how they left you with enough cash to stake you to a poker game.
Well, they didn't get anything off of me. Didn't think to look on the inside of my vest.
Seems like I'm the only fool who keeps his money where it's supposed to be kept.
Why don't you order yourself a drink, Mr. Wilmot? I will join you directly.
Well, that's the end of that.
Friday,
Yes, ma'am.
I think the thing to do is to ride over to Cimarron first thing in the morning. Try to find Clay Allison. That's where he's been spending most of his time.
Good idea, Sheriff. I'll keep an eye on the jail while you're gone.
What for? There's nobody in it.
He's scared of getting shot.
I think my uncle, the judge, would say it's the right thing to do.
It'd be the first time. Well, you can't ride after him alone. That settles that.
Well, Brienne, and I'll ride with you.
ride a horse? I ought to allow Mr. Connell an opportunity to recoup his losses.
Never happened. He's not in your class, Brienne.
I got to be riding out tonight. If I can find some place to buy me a horse.
Eli's usually got a couple.
Hold my winnings, Dandy, will you?
When we heading out, Mama?
You're not coming, darling. It's too dangerous.
Mama! Brienne and Sarah's nowhere's near as good as me. You're just saying that because I'm 15. I swear I think being 15's about the worst thing a person can be.
If you're staying here, you could be a great deal of help to me in my research.
Research?
Well, I want to see something of your countryside. I remember when I was like at your age. Why, you probably know this countryside better than anybody.
Probably do.
Well, I would consider it a great personal favor.
All right. If you think you can stay on a horse.
Well, I shall jolly well do my best. Madam Sheriff.
Mr. Grimshaw.
Nellie.
It's my job.
There's Eli.
Why, Miss Sarah, I didn't know I'd have the pleasure of seeing you.
Mr. Connell wants to buy a horse. Do you have any?
There's 4 of them over in the corral.
Brienne's scared of horses.
I am not scared of him. I just don't like anything that big and that stupid.
We're going to find you, Roy.
What is that, Eli?
I've been wondering the same thing myself. It's for a man named Feeney. Never even seen him before. He drew me out a picture of what he wants, and I'm making it for him.
Come on. Got it. Last button on the shelf. I got it.
Here they are. Suppose you want to get started?
I don't want to, but I have to. What I'd like is to stay here and take you to supper. Get to know you better. What I would really like to do is to get to know you a lot better, Miss Wilder. Brienne.
Well, I guess I won't be seeing you again.
Well, you never can tell. Goodbye, Brienne.
Well,
Can I come in?
no.
Now, Nellie, don't be so temperamental.
Temperamental. Huh.
It is late and I'm tired and I don't want to argue.
I'm not here to argue. What did you think of that Grimshaw?
You want to talk about Mr. Grimshaw at this hour of the night?
Well, I just found him a little slick for my taste, that's all.
Oh, really? I thought he was charming.
Charming?
And he's very attractive.
Attractive?
Well, you're repeating everything I say. Of course, you're very attractive, too.
Thank you. Of course, I would think a woman of your age wouldn't be taken in just because a man kisses her hand.
What does my age have to do with it?
You don't act it, that's what. You're as mule-headed and irresponsible as Missy. Take Clay Allison.
I intend to.
You see what I mean? Now, you're not going after him tomorrow. I won't have it.
You won't have it.
No, I won't have it.
Shh. You want to wake the entire house. All my life, men have been telling me what to do. First it was my father. Then it was Sarah's father. Then it was Brienne's father. Then it was Missy's father.
If you don't mind, I don't want to hear all about your husband.
It doesn't matter what you want, Will. You have no right to dictate to me. I am not married to you.
Well, why aren't you? You've been married to everyone else.
I have not. One magician, one gambler, and one sheriff does not constitute everybody else.
Shh. Oh. What's the matter?
This corset's too tight.
I don't want to fight with you. I have wanted you for more than 15 years, ever since Lanier Wilder brought you home. I don't want to spend the rest of my life climbing in your bedroom window. And don't ask me to go through what I went through today. Riding into town, I didn't know if you were dead or alive. Do you know what that does to me? I love you, Nellie.
I know you do, Will. And you know that ever since Lanier died 10 years ago, I've been trying to make a go of this ranch and failing. Oh, I could have gone back on the stage, but that would have meant uprooting everybody. Or having to leave them behind. I couldn't do that.
You wouldn't have to if you would just listen to me.
Let me finish, Will. You have so much. The most money, the biggest ranch. You all but run Wilder. The only thing I have that's all mine is being sheriff. You can't ask me to give that up.
I am not asking you. I am telling you. Now, I know you need money to run this ranch, and I will see to it that you get it. But you are not going to be sheriff. If it didn't kill you, it would kill me.
I am sheriff. And I am going after Clay Allison the first thing in the morning. I am.
Nope.
Now, you help me out of this corset. Oh. I thought I'd come and help you off with you. Oh, we were just talking, you, Roy.
Just talking. Huh. Well, I'll see myself.
Good night, Will.
Good night, Nellie. You, Roy.
Will you come on? I'm coming. Oh, Mom, I don't know why we bothered to bring her.
She's doing the best she can. We probably should have taken the buckboard.
A posse and a buckboard? Mama, do you have some kind of a plan?
Now, why do you always want details? First time I have to go after a man, it's got to be Clay Allison.
But don't worry, Mama. If it comes to a shootout, why, you're about as good as anybody I've ever seen.
Oh, well, I had a good teacher. A young man with Captain Barton's traveling circus. He was a trick shooter. Very clever with his hands. Of course, that was a long time ago. You were so little you wouldn't remember.
Uncle Felton.
Mama, how much farther to Cimarron?
About 4 weeks the way you're riding.
Sarah, we'll be there by nightfall. Come on. You know, I've been thinking about what Allison's men stole from the mercantile. Can't make any sense out of it.
Hammers? Block and tackle? Sounds like he's building something.
But they also took the ash lip, flue collar, and griddle off 3 cook stoves. What would you build out of that?
It's too big.
What damn fool took this off of the stage?
We didn't know what it was till we opened it. It could have been cash.
Dr. King's new discovery for consumption. Buffalo sand for scabby scalps.
It was a mistake, Alice.
The mistake is putting cash money into that idiot contraption.
But we told you what it was when you threw in with us.
I didn't throw in. I was invited in. And I told you my terms, didn't I? There. There are my terms. And you're coming up short, mister. Now, I want to see a whole lot more than their United States Golden Eagles, and I want to see them fast.
If Clay Allison's in town, he's in Lambert's saloon. You two stay out of the way. If you hear shooting, get the sheriff. I sure would love a bath.
Mama's going in to maybe face Clay Allison, and you want a bath?
Nothing wrong with dying clean.
No women.
I am not here as a woman. I am here as Sheriff of Wilder.
Well, I don't care if you're here as Jack, the Pathfinder. You ain't setting one foot inside of my saloon.
But this is official business, Mr. Lambert. And unless you want to be charged with obstruction of justice, you'll stand out of my way.
You see them doors there? I'm the law the other side of them. I say who goes in and who don't. And you don't.
If you would rather I take this matter up with the local sheriff...
Oh, you do that. You see, I don't make his rules, and he don't make mine. And my rule is, no women.
Don't count on it.
Mama, I just can't.
Of course you can. You're my daughter, aren't you? You're always saying you inherited your card sense from your father. Well, you must have inherited something from me.
It won't work. They'd spot me right off.
Not if you do exactly as I say. I do it myself, but Mr. Lambert got too close a look at me.
Well, I'll do it, Mama.
Oh, that's easy enough for you to say when you know they'd spot you walking out the door. You flounce all over the place.
She's right, you do flounce, Sarah. Not that it's unattractive. Oh, I wish I could do it myself. The drama critic on the Des Moines Sunday Telegraph said I was brilliant in Fallen Among Thieves. Miss O'Neill convinces as Rupert Brandywine, the young wastrel. A brilliant and memorable performance.
That's what I mean, Mama. You were brilliant.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, you start with the physical attitude, and with the wardrobe, and perhaps a small mustache.
Mustache?
You can do it, darling. I wouldn't ask you to go in there if I didn't believe you could.
Sonny.
Whiskey.
Evening.
I'm sorry.
That's 2 bits. Cigars are all the house.
It's quite a bite.
He keeps a rattlesnake head in the jug.
Need a light? You're, kind of new in town.
Just passing through. I got some business with Clay Allison. Thought I might find him around here.
Well, as you can see, he ain't here.
Why don't you try over to Whiskey Gulch? Town's abandoned, but Clay's been bedding down there. He don't much like company.
What, kind of business you got with him?
He's got some longhorns I'm thinking of buying.
Oh? Allison don't run longhorns. And neither do you. Not with them hands. We don't like folks around here asking a lot of questions.
Let go of my hand.
Who the hell are you?
I said, let go. Hold it right there, Lambert. Big and small, but it shoots as dead as that shotgun. Up in Whiskey Gulch, alone.
Couldn't be better. That's just west of Cimarron, not too long a ride. I ought to be able to take one man, armed or not.
Mom, what'd you put this on with?
Oh, don't take it off. I like it. I think you ought to keep it. Did Mr. Connor like it? Some come out of the saloon.
I don't know what to make of that. When I mentioned we were riding over here, he didn't say that's where he was headed.
Could have been a lot of reasons for that. Doesn't mean that he's mixed up with Clay Allison. He's not the type.
We'll worry about Mr. Connell later. I want to get on over to Whiskey Gulch.
Now? I'm not going anywhere till I've had a bath.
That's all you ever think about. Taking baths and playing cards.
Brianne, we are all hot and dusty. Oh, all right. Just don't be too long at it. Sarah and I'll get something to eat. Come on.
Pat Connell. I gotta talk to you.
No!
Open up. It's important.
Go away!
Do you always bathe with your hat on?
It's not a shooting offense.
This is just a sure few answers. What do you want with Clay Allison?
I already answered that.
Lambert didn't believe you, neither do I. I'd hate to see a young fellow like you get himself killed. You're not the law, you'd have said so when Lambert tried to draw down on you. And you're not in the cattle business, so what does that leave? Quick draw artist trying to make your reputation? That's a real bad idea. Allison's quick, and he's deadly. He's not a man to go messing with.
Is that all?
Stay away from Allison.
Over this way. Come on. You getting tired?
Oh, no, it's just that we've been covering so much ground that I thought I'd just stop and enjoy it for a moment. You have an amazing knowledge of this country.
Don't see what's so amazing about it. I was born here. Gonna head over that way. Show you the abandoned mine.
Mine?
Nobody's been near it in years.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I really don't care to see a mine.
Dug the whole side clean off the mountain.
No mines, Missy. Now, that looks interesting.
Nothing out there but jackrabbits and rattlers. But this mine sure make a real good piece for your book. I wouldn't mind seeing it again myself.
This way.
Everybody I know is doing exactly what they want to do. except me.
How long are we going to have to wait, Mama?
As long as it takes. He's got to show up sometime. Brienne, you did tie those horses where they can't be seen.
They're in the stand of cottonwoods out back, Mama.
He's not alone, Mama. There's 9 of them.
9?
9. All right, that's 3 apiece.
3 apiece?
This is the sheriff. No use putting up a fuss. We have you surrounded. Take cover, men! Sheriff, get out back!
I think we're the ones that were surrounded, Mama. There's a couple of men heading around back. Well, shoot them!
No, don't go. Stay back here.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get us out of here. I'm going to create a little diversion, okay? Go. Oh,
Imagine up here.
You okay, Mama? You bet, honey. We're doing just fine.
get down. Get down, Mama. Clark, get down.
All right, get down. Surrounded now, Mike.
Let's go. Sarah, you dimwit. I hate running from a fight.
We were outgunned, Mama.
I bet Mr. Allison was plenty surprised we blew up that shed, huh?
Well, I know I was.
No, I used just a little too much gunpowder. It was Papa's disappearing act.
Your father never used gunpowder in his act. It was flash powder, the kind photographers use.
If I don't get off this horse, Sarah won't have to kill us. I'll die on my own. What I wouldn't give for a nice hot bath. Why don't you both go on home? You don't have to ride into town with me. We rode out together. We'll ride back together.
Is Nellie back yet?
Just checked. I'd like to warn her before she sees Blackfield. Weather vane?
Don't think so.
Sheriff back yet? Not yet. Everything's under control.
How would you know?
Wasn't a very nice thing to say, actually.
You Roy?
Howdy, you, Roy. What's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter with me. Stop shouting and get out of that chair.
Ma'am, sorry. Easy, easy. Sheriff's coming.
Will you lower your voice?
Hey, Sheriff! Sheriff! Will Blackfield's looking for you. I'll get him. We got big trouble here.
I never knew a man got more enjoyment out of delivering bad news.
We better wait with you, Mama. Find out what it is.
No, you go on home. I won't be long. I have a few telegrams I want to send.
I think I'll walk. Sarah!
See, you made it all right.
Doesn't look like you did.
Is this the bottle you bought yesterday? It's practically empty.
I followed directions.
44% alcohol.
When you get your degree in medicine, you can tell Dr. Hostetter what to put in his stomach bitters.
You, Roy. You ever see those two men before?
I'm having a hard time seeing anything at all. I gotta get to the Mercantile. Oh, my Lord. Eli, what are you doing?
Work. Don't ask me what it is, because I don't know.
Eli, you know where the Mercantile is across the street?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, keep your eye on me. Because I don't want to hear no more pounding till I'm over there out of earshot.
You're where
Eli, no more pounding. You hear me? Water tank, maybe.
No, it wouldn't be a water tank.
Well, I made it. I see you didn't find Allison.
Oh, we did find him. But we got away.
You mean he got away?
No. You had to be there.
I didn't tell her anything, Will. I figured you'd want to do that. I didn't say a thing about the meeting or the stage.
Proudy.
I know about the stage.
Not that one, Sheriff. I'm talking about the one they took while you was gone today. Took every last cent it was carrying, took the whole damn payroll. Tell her, Will.
Why,
I mean, folks is mad. Gonna hold a town meeting talking about booting you clean out office. Tell her. Tell her, Will.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Now, the town wants law and order, Nellie. They're going to have it. Why don't you just save yourself a lot of embarrassment and resign now? You're a jackass, Proudy. You know that.
He didn't mean that. You know, I can't recall the last time so much was going on in Wilder. Doggy, the town meeting.
Well, you don't have to act so happy about it. If they take my badge away, who do you think they're going to pin it on?
Me? I don't want it.
Nobody else does either.
I won't take it.
You can't fight the whole town. The only way I can stay sheriff is by bringing in Clay Allison. And I don't even know where to start looking for him. He's not going to be waiting for me to come back with a decent posse.
I'll find him.
Don't be ridiculous, Thad. How could you do that? Nobody in Cimarron is going to help you.
Said I'll find him. I'll find him. Ain't nobody going to pin that star on me. I got my whole life ahead of me.
Mama! Did you get Clay Allison?
No.
Well, I understand he's not that easy a man to take. I'm sure you did as much as anyone could in the circumstances. At least you had the courage to ride after him. There's a lot more than can be said for most of the men in this town.
Thank you. Did you have a good day?
Mr. Grimshaw says I'm the best guide he ever had. So he's taking us all to dinner tonight at the hotel.
Oh, that isn't really necessary, Mr. Grimshaw.
Oh, please, Mrs. Wilder. It would give me a great deal of pleasure.
So we got to tell Brienne and Sarah and you, Roy, and Doc Haviland. We got to invite Doc Haviland. He's from England, too.
Well, I thought just the family.
Well, he's practically family. He doesn't eat hardly anything.
Doc Haviland it is, then. You attend to the invitations. I'll tend to the reservation. Shall we say,
7 o'clock will be fine.
7 o'clock it is?
Certainly are a lot of strangers in town. Get your inviting done and go on home and have a hot bath. We smell like a couple of old saddle blankets.
Well, we've been riding all day. And if you ask me, there are entirely too many baths being took around here. I don't think all that water's good for a person.
Sometimes you talk like you've never been to school.
Will you come home early tonight, Mama? I'd like to see you dressed up real special tonight.
Mama, you really should have made Missy wear a dress.
I don't have a dress. I don't want a dress.
I think she looks just fine.
And if I did have one, I wouldn't wear it. You were the biggest granny fuss I ever knew.
Missy.
Ladies, what an exquisite picture you make. Missy.
My daughter, Brienne.
Brienne. Sarah.
And our dear friend, Uroy Muller.
Mrs. Muller.
Miss, always was, always will be.
I shall be the envy of every man in the room. Please.
It's lovely.
It certainly is.
Doc's not here yet. He said he was coming.
Well, perhaps he was detained by some medical emergency.
Have you been enjoying your stay in Wilder, Mr. Grimshaw?
Oh, far more than I'd ever dared to hope. Champagne?
I don't believe in artificial stimulants.
Mr. Grimshaw, I would so love to hear more about England. I hope one day to appear there. I'm a magician.
Or to see your disappearing act.
Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Mr. Blackfield.
I didn't expect to see you here tonight.
Well, I have so much to celebrate.
I would ask you to join us, but unfortunately...
Thank you very much. I accept.
This is a family dinner.
Well, he's a total stranger.
I'm sorry, I seem to...
Oh, Dr. Hammond. John Grimshaw, sir. I beg your pardon. Something seems to have gone wrong with my arrangements. Please.
You've no idea how I've been looking forward to meeting you, Mr. Grimshaw. It's many years since I had any real news of home.
Well, I'm afraid it's been some time for me, too.
Her Majesty the Queen.
Oh, come, sir. We're not in the colonies now.
Sheriff.
What are you doing here, Thad?
The gentleman we were talking about earlier. I think I know where you can find him.
Would you excuse me for a moment, please? Excuse me. What do you mean you think?
The gentleman in question is known to do business at a certain establishment about 10 miles outside of Cimarron. He's a regular.
Establishment? What kind of establishment?
Well, it's a house.
Whose house?
Madame Hodiak's.
A house?
From what I hear, Madame Hodiak's only had it a couple of years. She bought it out, girls and all. When Rennie Duvere married some prospector, her and Maggie go back a long ways. Started out together in New Orleans. From what I hear.
Well, you seem to hear a great deal.
Well, it's all part of the job. Anyway, Allison's what you could call a steady customer.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't ask for a better chance to take him.
No, Ms. Wilder, there's no way you can set foot in a place like that.
Prouty, that is the second time in 2 days a man has told me where a woman cannot set foot. That's the second time he's been wrong.
Madame Hodiak.
Remember, I'm going to say I'm a friend of Rennie Duvere's. I'll be right back.
I feel like a perfect fool in this. Just so you don't act like one. Imagine actually getting to see the inside of Madame Hodiak's. What do you suppose it's like?
We'll know soon enough. You know, it's a good thing Clay Allison didn't get a good look at any of us.
Well, nobody's getting much of a look at us in these old things. You know, Mama always says it's important to dress for the part. We look like a couple of old school moms. Here. Oh,
Sarah, what are you
better.
doing?
Honest. This has got to go.
Oh, no.
What do you think?
friend of Reenie's is a friend of Madame Hodiak's. Come along, girls. What have you done to those dresses?
But they're much more in character this way, don't you think?
Oh, Sarah. Remember who you are.
Yes, Mama. We're soiled doves.
Please, try not to hear anything or see anything that isn't absolutely necessary.
Come on in, come on in.
Thank you, Maggie. I do appreciate your gracious hospitality.
You're not supposed to look surprised at anything.
Sarah.
What?
Over there. It's Mr. Connell. I don't believe it. I never thought I'd see him in a place like this.
He's probably thinking the same thing.
Oh, come on over here, girls. Best table in the house. Mine.
Smile.
Well, sit down, sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. What'll it be? Beer? Wine? Something stronger.
Oh, nothing for me right now, thank you.
Champagne?
My, what a lovely place you have.
Reenie done the whole thing. I never touched so much as a lampshade. I thought you worked here.
Oh, did you get that impression?
Yeah.
No, I never worked for Reenie. We were just friends.
Oh, well, she was the sweetest little lady ever walked the face of this earth. Like sisters we was. Imagine you knowing Reenie.
I count myself privileged.
Maggie. I changed my mind. I would like a little company. That is, if you've no objections.
She wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, never mind, honey. Nothing I got to offer took his fancy. Besides, any friend of Reenie's got the run of the house.
Thank you.
I was beginning to wonder about him. He's been sitting over there for hours nursing that beer. Keep both feet on the floor, Grace. All he paid for was them drinks. Oh, now tell me about you and Reenie.
Oh, I'm afraid I burdened her shamelessly with my problems.
Hazel, I will not have that dog puddling up my parlor. He already went. Where? Outside. It is so hard keeping them all in line. You only got the two girls?
No, I have three. I left one of them at home. So she's the one loaned me the money to leave town. I came by here tonight hoping to pay her back.
Well, honey, she up married some old prospector from Nevada years ago. Found out he owned a silver mine. How's that for luck? She won't have to count towels the rest of her life.
Well, nobody deserved it more. She saved my life. She really did. There was this man, vicious and mean. He took a fancy to me. Reenie's money's what got me away from him. Clay Allison was his name.
Allison?
Mm-hmm.
Well, honey, he comes in here every night. Girls draw straws to find out who's got to go upstairs with him.
Has he been in this evening?
Oh, not yet. Oh, never mind. Been some time since he saw you. May not recognize you.
Oh, I'm sure he won't.
I said I didn't want to drink. Don't try kissing me.
Well, you didn't seem to mind it last time.
Well, that was different. You took me off guard. That's not very nice. I think you're taking advantage of me.
Well, I just believe in seizing the opportunity, see? Matter of fact, I was even thinking about, maybe taking you upstairs. What do you think?
You wouldn't.
Hey, Allison.
What the hell's it look like I'm doing?
I'm just visiting.
So am I.
No!
No?
We're together. Right.
All right. Come on. Come on, just don't try gouging me on the price. Upstairs.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm afraid you'll have to remove your gun belt, sir.
Says who, ma'am?
Those are my girls, and they're not going upstairs with you or anybody else wearing a gun belt. Those are my rules, and I won't budge on them. Who knows what could happen in the heat of passion. You can leave your weapon with the bartender. It'll be perfectly safe.
You know what happened to the last woman tried to tell me what to do?
I can imagine. But those are my rules, sir. Of course, you're free to select any of the other ladies.
It's a hard rule. Come on, little ladies, right this way.
Easy here. Not here. Wait till I get my pants off. Wait a minute here. What are you doing?
That's all, Mr. Allison. You're under arrest.
Well, that seems to be the last of it. Thank you kindly for a job well done.
My pleasure, Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney? Look, it's none of my business. I'm not a man to pry, but all this work I've been doing for you, I can't make head nor tail of it. You mind telling me what it is you're building?
A surprise for the little woman. Up here.
You weren't really going to shoot, Mama, were you? If you have an explanation, we'd really like to hear it.
Don't waste your breath, honey. You can judge a man by the company he keeps.
That's me, I take it.
You do have a reputation, Mr. Allison. What's the tally now on the men you've killed? 19, 20?
Let me tell you something, Lady Sheriff. I never shot nobody that didn't need shooting, and right now, you're edging up high on my list.
Well, don't count on another notch in your gun belt so quickly, Mr. Allison. I've got you behind bars, and that's where I intend to keep you. Killing people's against the law. So is shooting up a town and robbing stores.
That fact. I got a belly full of you and your laws.
All right, Allison. Let go, or you won't live to see your trial.
Thank you, Will.
I must say the arrest couldn't have come at a better time. When the town hears what happened, might change a few attitudes.
Not when they see you and the girls in those dresses.
If a vote of confidence from a stranger would be of any assistance, I would be delighted to oblige. Perhaps a testimonial in tandem, Doctor.
I'm very sorry to have disrupted your dinner party, Mr. Grimshaw.
I wouldn't have missed it for all the world. Sort of story one dines out on for years. Thank you for a brief but memorable evening. Ladies, gentlemen, Doctor.
Sir?
Doc, what's wrong?
I've lived in this country for a number of years and consider it my home. But I've little regard for a man who refuses to drink the health of his queen. That man, madam, is neither a gentleman nor an Englishman. Good evening.
Nellie?
I'll see you tomorrow at the meeting. That is, if you still plan to hold it.
Yes, I still plan to hold it.
I'm glad you agree. I say it's disgraceful. Always has been. A woman for sheriff. A theatrical person. Had so many husbands she can't count them.
Three. I can count to 3.
Excuse me, ladies.
Mr. Vander?
Morning, Doc.
Mr. Vanders?
Yes. I'm afraid you have the advantage.
I believe I have.
You see, it isn't just Wilder's problem. All these other towns have been hit, too. I sent telegrams to every sheriff within 100 miles radius.
Well, just who's paying for them telegrams?
All right. Let's at least listen to what she has to say.
Now, you don't want to do nothing foolish.
These are the answers. They're all the same. First the stages, then the bank.
Come on.
That's going to be next. It's part of the pattern.
What you're saying's true. I'd say it's time to elect us a new sheriff pronto. All right?
No!
Clay Allison broke out of jail and cleaned it out.
I'm riding out after them. Who's riding with me?
Wait a minute. Can I talk to you a minute?
Time for talking is past, Nellie. Now step aside.
I still happen to be sheriff, Mr. Blackfield.
Not no more, you ain't.
All right, men, I'll take half of you. We'll head for Las Vegas. Pratt, you take the other half, head south.
Right.
You sure you're all well armed? With what they're carrying, they will not give up easily.
Can I talk to you, please, Will?
You got nothing to say. You ain't sheriff no more.
You all want to turn vigilante, and there's nothing I can do to stop you. But if you'll give me just 2 minutes, I might be able to save you a lot of time and trouble. 2 minutes.
All right, we'll give her 2 minutes. Hold it.
Come on. Let's get on with it. We got a lot of riding to do.
I started to show you these telegrams a while ago. What I didn't have time to tell you is, I think I know who's in this with Allison.
Who?
I wired a physical description of Mr. Grimshaw.
Grimshaw?
Yes, and in every case it was confirmed. A man fitting Grimshaw's description was seen in each of these towns before they were looted.
I spent the whole morning with Grimshaw. Him taking notes on me for his book.
I think I'm some judge of character and a finer gentleman I never met. Damn nonsense.
Do any of the telegrams mention him by name?
Oh, well, not by name, but the description fits.
Waste of time, waste of money. Let's ride.
I'd like to believe it, Nellie. I really would, but it stretches the imagination. It's not enough. I'm sorry. All right, man, let's go.
I'm going to arrest him.
Grimshaw? You ain't even sheriff no more.
He doesn't know that.
I don't know. Could get yourself into some trouble.
Just what do you think I'm in now? Mr. Grimshaw.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise.
No need to bother with the bags. We have a very small jail.
Is that an example of frontier humor?
No? You're under arrest.
May one inquire as to the charges?
Suspicion.
In other words, you have no evidence against me.
Not yet, but I think you're working with Allison. I'm going to bring in witnesses from every other town you've looted. Wherever you've gone, robbery has followed. I think any judge will agree. There's more than coincidence at work.
I think you may be right. However, I'm afraid that I cannot accompany you. I have other plans.
I don't want to have to use this.
And I don't want you to either. It could have tragic consequences for Missy.
Missy?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Missy is in the custody of my men to ensure my safety. I was at your ranch this morning. When you rode out, I rode in. Missy was concerned that she'd upset you by appearing at Madame Hodiak's last night. She told me that she'd been confined to the ranch for the day.
If you've done anything to hurt her...
Oh, Missy is a delightful child, and I would be as heartbroken as you to see her injured. But my men are dedicated, as I am. There's a great deal at stake, my dear, more than you can possibly imagine.
If anything happens to her, you'll pay for it. I promise you that.
What happens to Missy is out of my hands. It is entirely up to you.
Mama?
Where is she? Where's Missy?
You don't think she done what you told her, do you? She ain't here.
Oh, no. No!
Mama, what is it? What's wrong?
I went to arrest Mr. Grimshaw.
Mr. Grimshaw?
He's in this with Allison. His men have taken Missy hostage so that he could get away. I don't know where they have her. I don't know what they've done with her.
Well, they'll have their hands full. You can count on that.
Oh, when I think that the last thing I said to her was stop.
It was not the last thing. It can't be.
Oh.
Well, that's the biggest wild goose case I have ever been on.
Missy? Missy? We've been worried about you. Missy, where have you been?
Missy, darling, are you all right?
Of course I'm all right. What's the matter with everybody? I've just been looking for Mr. Grimshaw's gold watch, which he claims he lost, and which he claims he's willing to pay me $50 for finding. Well, I say he never lost it because I would have found it.
That's where you've been?
I never stepped foot off our property, Mama, I swear.
Mr. Grimshaw said he had you hostage.
Hostage? I'd like to see the day anybody take me prisoner. Why do you say a thing like that?
Because he's Mr. Allison's partner, that's why, and he got away.
Not for long, he didn't. I think I know this country a little bit better than Mr. Grimshaw. I'll get a posse together and...
What posse? Near everyone rode out with the Vigilance Committee. Besides, you ain't got no authority.
I'll ride with you, Mama, and I can get Eli, Dandy, and maybe Doc.
Sounds good to me. I say we take everything we got here. Don't know what kind of firepower we'll be up against. Well, I ride and rope and shoot better than any man you're paying wages to.
Missy, haven't I worried enough about you for one day?
You're not leaving me behind.
We haven't lost them, have we? I don't think so. I can read tracks, but nowhere near as good as Missy. I swear she's part Indian. This trail leads to the lake. Why would they be heading there?
All you want?
think I helped build it. It's Mr. Feeney down there.
And Clay Allison.
There's more than enough without him.
More than a dozen, I'd say.
Isn't that your friend, Mr.?
I don't see Mr. Grimshaw.
Take it away, all
There's
right.
a lot of them without him.
Come here, quick.
We probably won't be able to take them all. The most important thing is to get Allison.
Whoever else gets away, we'll round up later. We have the element of surprise on our side.
And not much else.
You, Roy, you and Doc and the girls spread out up here. When I give the signal, start shooting. That'll create a diversion.
Wait. Miss Wilder? Wait a minute. Miss Wilder.
Yeah? What is it, Dad?
I think there's something that you ought to know.
What is it, Bradley?
I can't shoot.
What?
I can shoot. Of course I can shoot. I just don't think I can hit anything.
You're my deputy.
That wasn't my idea. I mean, my uncle, the judge, told me to sign on. Pays good.
You picked a wonderful time to tell me this, Dad.
Subject never come up before.
All right. Just shoot in the air and don't aim at anything.
Thank you. Shoot in the air. I can do that.
Take care of yourself, Mama.
Did we do that?
Hold it, Mr. Connell!
No, don't shoot! Don't shoot!
I'll get it, Sheriff.
Looks like they got away.
Not all of them, they didn't. We got this one, and he can tell us where to find the others.
Well, something I might have done if you hadn't interfered.
You're a government man?
On special assignment from President Hayes.
Huh?
It's quite a catch, Sheriff.
I can't believe they got away.
I saw it, and I still can't believe it happened. What was that contraption, anyway?
It was an underwater torpedo boat.
And pigs has wings.
Well, it may seem incredible, you, Roy, but it's the truth. You know, Robert Fulton had the Nautilus. And 20 years ago, the Imperial Russian Navy had a submersible. We even used them during the Civil War.
Imagine that.
See, at least now I know what Grimshaw and his men have been up to.
Were you after Grimshaw or Allison?
Grimshaw, even though I didn't know him by name or by sight. See, President Hayes learned that there were Irish revolutionaries operating on United States soil. He sent me out to bring them in. I'd learned that Allison had thrown in with them, and I'd hoped to follow him wherever they were hiding out.
You could have saved everybody a lot of trouble by being straight with the sheriff.
He was taking orders, Dandy.
Weren't you?
If we could have just caught one of them.
Well, we didn't. You know something? We might just be able to pick up their trail early in the morning.
I wouldn't know where to start looking.
Me neither.
I would.
Missy.
Missy.
I got a right to come, Mama.
What do you mean you know where to find them?
I'm the one who showed Grimshaw the countryside, aren't I? I showed him every trail and every cutback for miles around. Only one thing I didn't show him. I kept on trying, and he kept on saying no. I'd say that's where they are.
The abandoned copper mine. They brought the boat back here. I don't see Allison anywhere, but he must be down there.
How are we gonna take him? I'm willing and all, but No, we'd lose too many in a frontal attack.
We're not losing anybody. Missy, aren't there shafts all over this mountain leading down to the main dig?
Yes, Mama.
That's how you'll get in. Missy will show you the shafts. That's all, Missy. Just show them. You, Roy, you and Dandy move in closer. When things start happening, get the drop on the men outside. Rowdy?
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you do, don't shoot. You're bound to hit one of us.
Mama, what are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm going to create a diversion. Let's hope this one works. Take care. Let's go.
What do you think you're doing? Hold it, Finney. Ask me to drop my gun belt, why don't you? Go on, ask. Well, maybe you'd like to try an outdraw.
I came here to avoid bloodshed, not to cause it. I sent my deputy back to Wilder. He'll be returning here with a posse any moment now.
If there were any men left in town, he wouldn't ride with you. We both know that.
Stay out of this, Grimshaw. I got me a debt to clear up here.
Plenty of time for your sport, Allison. Be good enough now to allow me mine.
Real lucky outside to help me all out.
Don't start anything until I have time to plant the powder.
It's too dangerous, Sarah. You don't know anything about working with gunpowder.
I know what I'm doing. I've got some phosphorus, too. Go ahead, Eli. Lower me.
Mr. Grimshaw.
It's Liam O'Phelan. I am damned if I know how I'm going to get you out of here alive. What were you thinking of, walking in here like that?
I have a job to do.
It'll be difficult to do when you're dead. Allison's a madman. Didn't you know that?
Then what are you doing mixed up with him?
Oh, the devil must have been laughing out loud when I made that decision. We needed someone who knew the area. But he's not a man to take your orders along with your money. Before I knew it, I was fighting to hold on to what I came here for. A personal question, if you will allow. Wilder is your married name. With what name were you born?
O'Neill.
I knew it. I could see it in your eyes. I could hear it in your voice. You're one of us, gal.
I'm Irish, if that's what you mean.
And if you're Irish, you'll have heard of the Fenians. There's almost 250,000 here in the United States. I myself have taken part in several of their assaults on Canada.
She don't care about your crack-brained group.
Crack-brained, is it? We are fighters for freedom, sir, which we will have. Make no mistake.
You're all Fenians.
Oh.
All, save Allison and his men. We are a splinter group, you might say. There's hidebound conservatives in the Fenians, as there is in any group, guarding their war chest, saying it couldn't be done. But there, you see, it is done. An underwater torpedo boat with which we will sink the Royal Navy.
When Feeney said surprise the little woman, he meant Queen Victoria.
Sink the Royal Navy? In New Mexico?
Well, it's the loveliest part of the scheme. Who'd dream of looking for it here?
I can't think of anyone.
It may appear fragile, but its destructive capabilities are awesome. She's built along the lines of the Apes used by the Confederate States in the Civil War.
It's an underwater boat. Bought and paid for by the good people of the United States. End of story.
Allison.
Stand aside. I'm not a patient man, and what I got's wore real thin.
You can't kill her, Allison. She's a woman.
I never killed me a woman before.
Hands up there and drop the guns. Drop them!
Go on, get down, sir, get down.
Please, let's get out of here. Come on.
You destroyed it.
Sink the Royal Navy, will you? Wasn't a sign up. Got clean away.
Well, we did as much as any man could do.
Maybe.
She keeps her eye on the drifters, drunks, and thieves, and the gamblers with aces up their sleeves. In Wilder, New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land. Some say a lady shouldn't do what she does. They say it ain't a woman's place. But she keeps the peace in town. She lays the law right down. Sometimes a smile is all it takes. She keeps her eye on the drifters, drunks, and thieves, and the gamblers with aces up their sleeves. In Wilder, New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land. The Lord knows the lady has a mind of her own. She marches to a different drum. Down on the borderline where justice is hard to find, a woman's work is never done. She keeps her eye on the drifters, drunks, and thieves.
You earned that, Nellie.
And the gamblers with aces up their sleeves. In Wilder, New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land. In Wilder, New Mexico, the law needs a hand. It takes a woman's touch in no man's land.